Hi, good morning. My name is Hemphill. First, I'd like to start off by thanking you guys for having me. I'm a professional boxer, son, mother to Dion Hemphill, father being Stephen Spider Hemphill, brother Stephen Lydell Hemphill. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I grew up in Uptown, New Orleans. In 2004, I had to face death for the first time, losing my brother to gun violence in the city of New Orleans. Shortly after that, in 2005, Hurricane Katrina struck the city of New Orleans. Soon after that, me and my mother had to evacuate the city of New Orleans. We was one of those people huffing gas, eating MRIs, or MREs as they call it. And we didn't evacuate till a couple of days after Katrina. So we evacuated to Arlington, Texas. I was in the 4th grade when Hurricane Katrina happened. So I had to go through middle school. Middle school in Arlington, Texas was just the guidance of my mother. My father was living in Massachusetts at the time, so I didn't have any real guidance to help me through middle school. So I started getting into trouble. My mom worked a lot. She worked overnight. I started sneaking out like a typical knucklehead teenager. I started getting in trouble. I found myself ended up in juvenile detention centers. After a couple times of that, my mother said, that's enough. So my father was sent to come and get me. Me and my father moved back to New Orleans. Shortly after that, I found myself back in the city. And growing up, my father always had gyms growing up. It was always rinky-dink gyms, but it was a gym somewhere where you could work out and blow off some steam and stuff of that nature. I also found myself picking up unique skills like boxing, kickboxing, different martial arts. So shortly after we moved back, I started competing. Started winning little fights here and there along the way. In 2014, I wound up graduating from Walter L. Cohen High School. Shortly after that, I was trying to figure out my next moves. I really didn't know which way to really go. You know, I had my mom telling me, you need to go to college. At this time, I was working at Burger King. And I always knew I wanted to be a fighter. It was in my blood. My dad was a 2-time kickboxing world champion, Hall of Famer in martial arts. So I knew that was always going to be an option for me. So what I started doing, I started working. I tried the little internship with this program called Earn and Learn. And it taught me a skill for like a year, different skills like IT. I even did carpentry and stuff like that. And what I really found out, I really needed to focus on boxing, because that's what I love and that's what I was passionate about. So through it all, I was working part-time and trying to focus on becoming an elite boxer. So in 2017 and 18, I earned a spot on the USA national team. Started taking things a lot more serious, and I knew I was going to be a great fighter. So shortly after that, I started traveling with the team, hosting events, traveling. It was a great experience for me. It took me to another level. I was training at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs with the elites. It took me to a whole nother level. My goal was to become a 2020 Olympian. It was just a hard lifestyle to maintain. At the time, I wasn't getting paid for being with the team and traveling and stuff like that, so it was hard for me to sustain myself back home in New Orleans and help out with my family. So it just was a hard lifestyle to maintain. So I wound up turning pro in 2019 instead. And it's pretty much what I've been doing ever since. Just been fighting, training hard, and staying in the gym and waiting for my opportunity to come. Currently, I'm 12-0 as a professional, and I'm just excited for what's next. The topic that we're on right now is resilient. That's our theme. Resilient. To be resilient to me, you have to be strong. You have to be resilient. The theme resilient to me means that you have to be strong, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Resilience is a power inside of you. It can help you withstand difficult times. You just have to tap in and bring it out. Requires a lot of discipline, a lot of patience, and a lot of motivation. It's not easy, but you always have to believe in yourself. You always gotta believe that you can overcome any situation or obstacle. Always be self-aware and always give your best. That's what resilient is to me. If y'all have any questions for me, I'd like for you guys to ask me now. Lately, I've been fighting on this app called Boxing TV, and that's BXING.TV on Instagram. It's also a website, and it's spelled the same exact way. And they've been live streaming most of my fights. My last 3 fights have been on there, and that's where you could kind of keep up with me at this point. Well, it's kind of like in life, life throws punches at you all the time. It's all about how you roll from them. So, I mean, you could either let a punch just knock you down, you stay down, or you could keep moving forward and shake it off and keep going no matter what. That's what it's about for me, because things happen all the time. You just got to be able to bounce back from them and stay strong. Well, I make sure I separate the 2 different lifestyles. Like, I'm working Monday through Saturday. Sundays I take off no matter what. Like, I just need a day to myself just to regroup and refocus and just kind of reflect on myself. And when I'm off the clock, I like to turn off my phone. Really don't call me and text me or anything. Because when I'm working, I'm working. When I'm chilling, I'm chilling. So I like to separate those things. And I like to hang out with my friends, my girlfriend, and just be sociable, and connect with people. It helps me stay pretty civil. Yeah, so a training camp, like, for me, could go from like 4 weeks. So that consists of me running about 20 miles a week, sparring about 18 to 20 rounds per week, and I'm hitting the heavy bag about 8 rounds in the gym, and that's 3 minutes per round with a 30-second break in between. Jump rope goes into my rounds when I'm in the gym. Double end bag, speed bag, all those type of things. And I'll do over 500 sit-ups, push-ups and stuff like that. So, that's discipline and pretty much me working. Yeah, New Orleans boxing community is really on the rise right now. We have a lot of local fighters like myself coming up out of the pro realm. So right now I'm currently 12-0. They got other fighters like Jeremy Zero Hill. He's 15-1 right now. And there's another star rising. They got John Boy, Montreal, 11-0. So, and we all fought in the amateurs. We all fought on these, at these fights called Friday Night Fights. Some of you locals might have heard of them. Mike Tater throws them on Aretha Castle Hill. They originally started it on Forest Street. And I grew up watching all those type of events, and those kind of paved the way for me to be where I am right now as a professional. And we all kind of just work together. At least we try to, right? And just build from one another. Cause at the end of the day, we all we got. Well, my dad, I always looked up to my dad. My dad always showed strength and great leadership. He's a wise guy. He reads a lot of books and stuff like that, and he has cool philosophies, I have to say. So growing up under him, it kind of just rubbed off on me. I haven't read as many books as him, but I just heard him highlight a lot of things like that. So some of that wisdom just comes into me. So like when I go through life and I come to a crossroad, I could kind of always reflect on my dad. Like we probably had a conversation about this, that, and the third. But boxing itself has taught me so much about myself. It taught me pretty much a lot of discipline. It showed me how to work hard. It showed me if you work hard, you can accomplish your goals. It shows me that, you know, I can have a positive outlook at life, you know. It showed me I'm a role model to a lot of these kids growing up, seeing me doing what I'm doing. So boxing has given me a lot. It's hard to just name one thing. I really appreciate the lifestyle. I could say it honestly probably saved my life and many others.